Welcome to the recording for week 4. This week we're talking about the key terms for Excel. We're also talking about Microsoft Excel, which is a spreadsheet program designed to modify, edit, manipulate, and display primarily numbers. It works great for taking income, expenses, inventory, and budgets. The reading this week is Chapter 1 over worksheets and charts, Chapter 2 over formulas, functions, and formatting. There's also 2 tutorials in the student resource area. One is on simple Excel formulas and the other's on basic Excel functions. The assignments this week is the discussion board. You're to choose any topic from the key terms list under the week 4. The key terms and concepts section, and provide an explanation of it, and if possible give directions depending on what the term is. Don't forget you need an APA reference and 3 responses. Try not to use the ones that other students have used so we don't have as much repeat. The week 4 assignment is due Sunday at midnight. There's 2 parts. Part 1, you're going to create a spreadsheet by opening Excel. You're going to complete Lab 1 Accounts Receivable Balance Worksheet from the textbook starting on page EX 126. Once you get through with Lab 1, you need to save Part 1 at this point. You need 2 documents, so I can't stress enough the importance of saving before you start Part 2. You're going to use the same document and then you're going to save it as Part 2. So you need to have already saved Part 1, then save it as Part 2. Then you create a 3D bar chart, and you complete the rest of Part 2 lab, and then save it in your in your week 4 folder. So you're going to compress the folder and submit it, and it should contain 2 Excel documents. If you only send me 1, you will lose points because there are changes between the spreadsheet in Part 1 and Part 2. And if I don't have 2 different spreadsheets, I can't give you all the points. You also have a midterm due Sunday at midnight. It can only be taken once. To study for the midterm, review the quiz from week 1. Review the session recordings I have posted in the announcements for weeks 1 through 4. Review the highlights in my textbook, and take the midterm when you're ready. So in Part 1, you're going to open Excel, and you're going to type in the table that's shown in the book, just like I have here. You're going to add a title and a subtitle. Now you need to follow the directions, do each step. Don't skip any because you will lose points. Now to choose a theme, you're going to go to Page Layout, click on Themes, and then it says to choose Trek. Now if you're not using 2010, you may not have Trek, so just pick a different one that's kind of got the same similar coloring, which is kind of an orange and brown. Then to format the cells, you're going to highlight the cells you want to format, go to the Home tab, and to Cell Styles. This is how you format something as a heading or a title, whatever it is you're wanting to do. Now to format the cells in other ways, you can use the Format Cell dialog box, or you can use the alignment area to merge cells, change the color and that sort of thing. To open the Format Cells dialog box, you can use this little arrow, or when you're in the cell, you can right-click on the cell and choose Format Cells. So on the Number tab, you would format the number for currency, that kind of thing. On alignment, you can center horizontally and vertically. You can wrap text, merge cells. You can use text direction. You can also format the orientation. Also in the Format Cells dialog box, you can have the border, where you select the weight of the line, you can choose the color of the line, and you can choose where you want your borders. Now if you highlight several texts, you can make, or several cells, you can make the border around them. You can also will have the option to put the border in between also. Still under the Format Cells, on the Fill tab, you can change the fill color. That's where you would adjust the color to be red with white outline. And so you would have to go to Font to adjust the color of your font. Just make sure you highlight all the cells that you want to format. Now to change the column width, if you click up where the two columns meet, you'll be able to change the width. Now I've typed in the formulas that you'll need for service charge, balance, total, highest, lowest, and average. To do a formula, you always start with an equal, and it's typed in the formula area. And the easiest thing for totals is to use auto sum. So let me show you how to do the auto sum. So for instance, if I wanted the auto sum, the sum down here, I would put my cursor there and then click auto sum, and you'll see that it chooses automatically what it thinks would be what you want to sum. If that's not what you want to sum, you can highlight something else and choose that, and then when you hit enter, you'll see that it filled in the formula for me. Now for the functions of highest, lowest, and average, you need to use the little function key. When you click on the function key, it will bring up this box saying insert function. Well, you have to choose the function that you want. Now I have max, average, and minimum here already, but if you don't see it, go to all and then just search for it. So let's say we're going to use max. So I choose max and I say OK. Then the box changes and it gives me a range of numbers, but I can choose what I want to go in there by just highlighting it. And you'll see that it changes the numbers, and then when you say OK, it creates the formula for you. Now for conditional formatting, you need to be sure you highlight all of the cells that you want to format. You're going to click on conditional formatting and then new rule. When you click on new rule, then this rule page comes up and you want to choose what it is. So we're going to format only cells that contain a cell value greater than 10. And then you're going to format that by clicking on the format, and in the format you're going to choose the color of the fill color and the font color, and then as you see, it will highlight only the ones that are over 10. Now to rename the sheet tab, you right click on the sheet name, the tab at the bottom, and choose rename. This is also where you can choose your tab color. Now to do headers and footers, you're going to click on the insert tab and header and footer. Follow the directions that it asks for in what it tells you to do in the assignment. So the final worksheet is going to look like this. Now don't just copy mine because you won't get the formulas. If you just type in the numbers, you aren't going to have the formulas and you will lose point. You need to have the formulas in for new balance, service charge, total, and highest, lowest, and average. So make sure you put those in. So part 2, remember, is going to be a separate document. So if you're done with part 1, make sure you save it as part 1 and then save it again as part 2. Now to do the cells, to create the bar chart, you're going to highlight all the cells that it calls for in A, column A, then holding down Control, you're going to highlight the ones under New Balance in column G. Then you're going to click on the Insert tab on the bar chart, 3D bar. When you click on 3D bar, it's going to automatically create your chart. And then you will have what is called chart tools. So let me show you that. So once you have a chart, you have chart tools, which has design, layout, and format. Also on the chart tools, when you're in chart tools, there's a move chart, and you're to move the chart, click on that button and this box comes open. Then you're going to choose to put it on a new sheet and you give the name of the sheet. And then once you do that, you will have 2 sheets, and one of them will have the bar chart on it. Sorry about that alarm. Okay, let's see. Okay, to format the chart area, you want to get over to the edge where it shows this little note chart area. You're going to right click, and then you can use the little box that comes up to choose the color. And again, if you don't have the color they specify, just get something in the light orange kind of brown color here. And then to format the bars, you're going to click on the bars. It should highlight all of them. You're going to right click and you'll get the same little thing, a little box, and you're going to use that to choose a green. To change the title, you're going to go to the layout, which is in chart tools, and then chart title, and then you'll get an option. You'll get these options and you want to click above. Then you can type in the title. So this is the final chart. Of course, your accounts receivable and bar chart. Also, you need to drag the accounts receivable over. You just right click, you just click on the bar and hold it down, and then drag it. If you drag it over. And this is going to be part 2. So some things to remember from week 4. The insertion point is a blinking vertical line that indicates where the next typed character will appear. Merging cells involves creating a single cell by combining 2 or more selected cells. The comma style format causes the cells to be displayed with 2 decimal places and commas as thousand separators. When you copy a formula, Excel adjusts the cell reference so that the new formulas contain the references corresponding to the new location and perform calculations using the appropriate values. If you copy downward, Excel adjusts the row portion of the cell references. If you copy across, Excel adjusts the column portion of the cell references. These cell references are called relative cell references. If you want to increase or decrease column width significantly, you can right-click a column heading and then use the column width command on the shortcut menu to change the column width. As with column widths, when you decrease the row height to 0, the row is hidden. When printing, if you click Print Active Sheets, it prints the active workbook. Debugging is the process of finding and correcting errors in the worksheet. An alternative to increasing column widths or row heights is to shrink the characters in a cell to fit the current width of the column. Click Insert on the ribbon menu to display the Insert tab. This is where you would insert a chart. Click the Layout tab in the Chart Tools area. Then in the Labels group, click Legend, and that's how you display the Legend gallery. On the Alignment tab, you can indent, rotate, align top, bottom, or center, left align, or right align. A split double arrow appears when you hover the mouse between two columns or between two rows. So this is what the split double arrow looks like. The Home tab is the primary tab. Here's some options for the autofill that you should review. I'm not going to go over them all, but you should go through those so that you're familiar with the different autofill options. To review my highlights, first add me as a friend by clicking on Manage, and I'm showing this in the online textbook. Click Manage, then Manage Highlighters, then Add Friend, and put my name and email in there, and click Save, and that will add me as a friend. Oh, here it goes again. Sorry. Okay, once you've done that, then you want to add my email to subscriptions. So you click Manage again, Manage Subscriptions, put in my email, and click Add, and that should allow you to see my highlights. It takes 15 to 20 minutes for friends and subscriptions to sync to the offline bookshelf. So wait a bit before you have them both open so that they can sync. If you're having trouble seeing my highlights, let me know and I'll see if I can work through it. I've had students who've had issues before and had to contact Vital Source Help. So if you just want to click on the Help feature in Vital Source, then you'd be able to ask them and see if they can't help you with the issues you're having. And that's all I have for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.